Behind me is the staircase of mental wellness infographic. It's a visual framework of feelings escalating in a sequence. A visual of escalating emotions helps us understand emotions better and then know what to do. The staircase of mental wellness is an emotion-focused framework to understand climbing into presence in a social life. This is the green staircase, where we feel wanted, needed, invited, to naturally build capacities to cooperate, collaborate, be creative, and show leadership. Presencing is the heart-first capacity to maintain mental wellness and feelings of safety and belonging by growing networks of healthy relationships. In contrast, there is this orange staircase, and this is the staircase of absence. Climbing the orange staircase of absence is not so pleasant because we feel not wanted, not needed, and not invited. We build a relatively hopeless narrative of ourselves. We tend to disconnect from others or use a reactive, defended social style, hiding our true self, even disregarding self-care and feeling unworthy, invisible. Absencing is head-first diminished capacity with relationships because relationships require an open heart, not just an open mind. Relationships don't form head first, only heart first. Yet relationships are foundational to mental wellness by providing feelings of safety and belonging. Like Tokopah Turner says in her book, Belonging, you ache to be recognized as missing, running upstairs to hide, or sitting still on one stair waiting for someone to miss you, believing you're not needed, not important, not knowing how to come down off those waiting stairs and begin to act as if you are necessary. Apathy is where absence begins. This is a relatively unaffected emotional state. Children and teens show lack of interest, lack of enthusiasm, being less responsive and more detached. Apathy is normal and natural, especially when sensory systems are not well organized yet, like in young children. Apathetic kids can appear bored or listless, and they avoid participating. But it's a busy world with lots of unknowns and first-time situations, especially for children and teens. So apathy is a smart starting point. It's not consciously chosen. Instead, it's exquisitely designed as body chemistry. The living chemical processes in our body link to everything we smell, eat, feel, or even hear, see, and do. In this way, our body chemistry is constantly impacted by sensory sensitivities. However, the next step up the absence staircase is apprehension. This emotion is still below a conscious level, yet it's captured in body neurology. Attachment impacts neurology because our brain is wired for attachment even before birth. Then, attachment enables emotional capacity in rapid brain growth during the sensitive periods of infancy and early childhood. This means attachment relationships directly impact brain neurology by managing separation sensitivities. Without sufficient attachment relationships, children and teens escalate too easily to apprehension in most situations. Apprehension is nervousness held in the body neurology unless attachment manages the separation overload. Otherwise, the emotion of apprehension in the body escalates into anxiety. Anxiety is emotional and cognitive. This is where the head first problem begins. Anxiety vibrates in the body, right? Our body feels jittery, muscles tighten, we get butterflies in the stomach, or we feel our heart quicken. The body sensations cannot be ignored. Anxiety activates our entire biology, effectively breaking through to the surface of consciousness and making us think. Feeling anxiety on the inside competes with monitoring danger outside. The brain questions, am I fearful, angry, unsafe? Why am I fearful? Who is making me angry? Where is the danger? Everyone can feel their anxiety and think about their anxiety, but the experience is still internal. So anyone observing from the outside might not notice anxiety building. Yet, unless we calm the anxiety, our safety sensitivity takes yet another step up the absence staircase. Agitation is next. Agitation refocuses what is happening outside the body, morphing into the state of dealing, but not feeling. Agitation then appears as physical clumsiness, since the entire physiology is upset. So looking, listening, and feeling are overloaded. This child or teen cannot hear us, even if they look at us. It's like they don't see us or can't respond to us. Kids will utter words mixed with emotion or name emotions like, I am angry. And this is significant. Agitation is experienced within conscious thought. So whatever this upset person emotes or utters is fueled additionally by their self-esteem sensitivity. Agitated physiology appears pressurized like a volcano ready to blow, but be quick to intervene if you can, because escalation to alarm is next, flooding the body and triggering reactions. Alarm shows up in extreme reactions. Alarm could be withdrawal in hyporeaction, which looks like retreating into a silent shell, pulling that hoodie over the head, contracting, curling up in a fetal position, or running away, isolating, refusing to talk, respond, or move. Also, alarm can be aggressive in hyperreaction, like crying, yelling, arguing, escalating quickly to kicking, punching, pushing over desks even, throwing, spitting, scratching, biting even in very young children. Alarm activates instinctive reactions. And this is important to know because withdrawal or aggression will become habitual to a child or teen who escalates too often. And so hyper or hypo reactions start to look like part of their personality. Yet, when we remove their biggest stressors, we realize this is not their personality at all. It's just raw emotional instinct. Emotional development is disrupted during the entire climb into absence. Yet children and teens have no choice but to organize themselves to try and survive within their life circumstances. So when kids' safety is not protected, their brain and body will specialize in managing fear and abandonment. Escalated emotions create a fragmented understanding of ourself, making life unmanageable and less understandable. In this case, counseling and therapies can support kids struggle to feel their life meaning. So psychology is the suggested mode of activity to tackle self-identity by reflecting on emotions and attitudes, fragmenting the sense of self. But adrenaline seeking is next up that climb into absence. And I want to talk about that in detail. So part 2 is about adrenaline seeking and more.